All right, guys, I've got a quick break at work here, and I'm just going to drop about a 4-minute video on some of the current events that are going on. Whether everybody will be interested in this or not, I can't really say, but I figure it's important information. I want you guys all to know. So I'm going to talk about Roe versus Wade, Russia's renewed aggressiveness, and the political pressure on the Supreme Court, possible civil war, and food shortages. Maybe they'll happen, maybe they won't. So let's start with food shortages first. I'm personally seeing problems in the Idaho Falls area and Boise area where there are shortages on things like eggs, milk, and vegetable products. And that's my own personal observation, my experience in the stores with my family. Two, like I said in the other video, a friend of mine living in New Mexico placed an order through a wholesale food distribution. That company, and that company's headquarters was burned to the ground a couple of days later, so he's still waiting to see if he's going to get his food stores. There's also the avian bird flu, which is spreading like wildfire, and we have yet to see how extensive that'll be. In the past, it has destroyed millions and millions of birds, so we could see yet another food source, be depleted. On top of that, we've got the effects and fallout from Russia and Ukraine, the end of a lot of the supply of liquid fertilizers that come out of Russia, and about 40% of the world's wheat, 40% of Africa's wheat. That's the continent's wheat. I think we're gonna see 1980s style Ethiopian food shortages going on over there, unfortunately. On top of that, Russian phone calls between soldiers and their mothers continue to be intercepted, and one of the most disturbing things I've ever heard in my life was intercepted in a phone call between a soldier and his mother, in which the soldier explains to his mother the brutal mutilization of Ukrainian citizens who were just in their own towns and didn't want to leave. And this is Russian soldiers' way of paying people back for being living and breathing souls. Anyway, some of the most disturbing stuff I've ever heard of in my life. And I was a federal officer that dealt with some of the most violent people in Canada for 13 years. Last but not least is the Roe versus Wade purposeful leak of that opinion paper. There's a lot of reasons this was done, and I don't think it takes a genius to figure it out. First of all, I mean, with this, it's a call to violence again, so I think we're going to see more civil unrest. And when you've got a president and vice president who are calling for, fighting, this whole thing, standing up for women's rights and stuff like that, they're inciting. This is inciting violence. And maybe last year and the year before will, be a drop in the bucket compared to this, or maybe people are just worn out and we won't see as much out of this as we have in the past. I don't know about you, but I am personally just emotionally and spiritually exhausted from all this crap. It is definitely taking a toll. And so I've cut back on following a lot of it, and I'd advise you guys to do the same thing too, because everybody needs to work on rebuilding their resilience to this. But let's talk about why this has been done, why this is being done now. One, we have midterm elections coming up, and Biden needs to spur his voters to the polls through fear. That's one of the biggest reasons. So if you're Republican, you better get everybody in your family out voting to stand up against this crap. The other couple of reasons are really to demonize the right, anybody who is pro-life, and anybody or conservative, right leaning center right, that kind of thing. They want to demonize you. They want to make me and you look really bad, and they want to keep us away. They want to belittle us as much as possible. All right, the last reason, probably the scariest reason of all this, is that they want to politicize the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is our last line of defense. It is the defense of the Constitution, and it is the last line of defense for yours and my rights. And if they can politicize the Supreme Court, everything else is a moot point. And I really want to let that sink in. So that's it for now, guys. Going on just about 6 minutes now. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thanks for all you new and old subscribers alike. I hope that whether you're a gun guy or not, you will get involved in politics and stand up, and that you will be vocal, peaceful, and you will do your civic duty and get out and vote.